Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave, doing some due diligence, going through my knives. At least once a year, I pull out all my knives and just go through them and check them and that sort of thing. And I was cleaning up some smaller ones, you know, the ones we don't typically talk about. And they kind of get neglected. So I thought, I'll show you some that I have. These ones, I kind of prefer in my pocket. They're so small, they're so thin, they're so comfortable. And you know, you don't even notice they're there. Let's check them out. So what I did was, just grabbed a couple of them, well, 8 of my favorites. When I say favorites, the reason I say favorites is because they are the most comfortable knives in my pocket. As you know, if you watch my channel, I can't have a lot of things in my pocket. I struggle with my car keys. So adding a knife, I typically have a knife on my belt in a sheath. It's actually a Victorianox, and it's Tinker, and it was given to me in one of my very first mail calls from this guy. Yep, in France. Been a long time watcher, and he had sent me this and even had it engraved, and that's right. I don't have it on me right now. I'm still in my hangout clothes. So I thought I'd go through these quickly for you. Some of them kind of unusual, some you'll recognize the name, some probably not. And I'll just show you them quick. And this first one, this one here, is pretty big. When I say big, lengthwise, and you can see it's fairly thin, 2 blades, and what I would call a typical pocket pen knife. Now this one I believe is an Ulster knife company. Yeah, you can see the tank stamp there. See that? Here's the info on it. And you know, this is a classic. This style, I think, is a true pen, if you know what I mean. No bolsters. It's almost equal end cigar. I was just looking up in my book here, trying to find what style this is. They don't really say much. In fact, they don't say anything about this, which kind of surprised me. And this one, like I said, is an Ulster knife company, 2 blade. It has basically this is almost a spear point. It's a big pen. And then your regular pen blade on the other side. Very handy to have in your pocket. Beautiful little handle. You can't really see it, but a little bit there. It actually is very dark, but it kind of has a wood look to it. It's hard to show you. It's hard to see, but a great little knife. And the Ulster Knife Company originally was, I think, Albert Bayer, German guy, started Ulster Knife Company, and it went through the whole being bought by bigger companies, just like all these other knives. And in fact, this one, this company was originally bought by Camillus, and Camillus took it over. They had it for a while. And then it landed up as an imperial brand name. And so you can see it there. Very nice, bigger pocket knife pen. Now, here's another one, and obviously cracked ice. See that? And it has those little, what I call toenail bolsters. And to me, I want to say it's a sleeve board. Now, I'm finding it really difficult to find what styles they are. Now, if you know what they are, in the comments below, because I got a couple here. I don't know what they are. You know, I look them up. I got 2 books that I look up, and some say sleeve board, some say cigars, some say equal end. And to me, it's a sleeve board simply because of this stuff on the ends. Now, this one is a 2-blade. If I remember, it's a Kent City, New York. You see, Kent, New York City, USA. Very cool. I'm sure some of you heard of them. They were really popular. And typically, these guys were advertiser knives. You can't see each other, but they were put on the blade what they were. And they weren't like, when I say advertiser, they were like gift knives. So some event, a big world trade show, that sort of thing, they made these and then they etched it onto the blade. Now, interestingly enough, Kent is actually a Camillus. Camillus made these for Kent. So, you know, it's, for me, it's another Camillus. And you know how I hate Camillus. You know what I mean. I love them knives. I think they did a good job back in the day. Cheers. So this one, Kent City, cracked ice, very nice. Now this one's an interesting one. And I got to say, I think it's pretty cool. Okay. Can see that cracked ice again, and it has those toenail bolsters. These ones are brass. Can you see that? And once again, very thin, very small, and a sleeve board. Now this one, if you look at the one I showed you before, it's an equal end. This one isn't. Can you see the difference? It's bigger here than down there. Interestingly, the blade is on the smaller bolster. And it is a single blade with a little bit extra. Look at that. See that? Can't get any simpler than that. You got a pen blade, cap opener, bottle opener. That's it. Who made it? I have no idea. Here's the tank stamp. There isn't one. Who knows? But when I look at these other ones, I'm thinking, might be the same guys again. But very cool, very thin, smooth, nice cracked ice. Very cool. Unusual. Doesn't even say USA on it. So very cool. Now here we have another cracked ice. Same thing again. Sleeve board look because of these bolsters. Cracked ice. Very nice. A little 2-blade. This one, I want to say, where? Yeah, it is. Okay. You can see the tank stamp there. Western, Boulder, Colorado. Woot. Here's the info. Now, back in the day, Western weren't really known for pen knives. Okay. They were more known for the, I want to say, Bowie style hunting sheath style knives, but they made these as well. Now, interestingly, they were bought by Coleman. You know, the people that make the lanterns, you know, Coleman, the outdoor guys. They bought them, I think it was 1984, and then Camillus purchased them in 1992. And then obviously Camillus went out of business in 2007, bankruptcy, and they were the Camillus brand, Camillus brand was purchased in 2007 after their bankruptcy, and obviously Western and all the other ones went along with him, and they were bought by Acme. They do the new style Camilluses. You see a lot of them. They have that titanium coating on it, and I'm not a fan. Then we have this guy, and you know, these knives, they either came from, I found them in an antique store, or they were gifts, mail calls, that sort of thing. Now this guy, I think I found at a swap meet. I'm not sure. And I was on a, oh, that's a pretty handle run back then. And I was looking for some nice handles, and this guy got my attention. Now you can see here it's equal, same. So I'm assuming equal end. But it's small, 2-blade pen knife, pocket pal. Truly don't feel it in your pocket. Didn't know who these guys were. And if you look at the tank stamp, I think it just says, yeah, Stainless Cutlery Company, New York City. Who they were, this is the info I found. Yeah, Camillus. I'm going to say Camillus. Camillus made them. And under that name, under that brand. And, you know, like I said, this is a 2-blade pen. You got basically 2 pen knives on this, pen blades. Little one, big one. Very nice, very clean. It's totally stainless. It has an interesting tang stamp. Here it is here. And on the other side of the tang stamp, I'll show you. It says stainless shield. You see that? Pretty cool. And then obviously on the handle, it just says stainless steel. Very proud of these people were. Back in the day, stainless, when it first came out, was a big wow. Okay, we take it for granted today. I believe Camillus used this trademark from like 1924 to 1940, I think, 40 or 50. So a little bit of history there. Very, very cool handle. Look at that. I will say I've been a little remiss. Got to have coffee. I'm a closet Victorianox fan. I don't talk about them a lot. And I do own a couple of them. Some of them were gifted to me. I think everybody I know has owned one of the little ones that you put on your keychain. You go look in their junk drawer and there's a Victorianox in there, one of those little ones. I think everybody got them. But this one, once again, you have that. It almost looks like, I want to say, a surfboard, right? Look, is it a cigar? Equal end? Can't be an equal end because it doesn't have bolsters, right? I'm really struggling with this style. And if you look, it has that badge on it, which I believe was military, the Swiss. And I think they were issued to them. This is a 2-blade, and here's the tang stamp. You can see it there. Here's the info. One of the reasons I like these guys is because low maintenance. These things would have to go through 17 tornadoes and 200 feet of salt water before they begin to rust. They're stainless. The whole thing is stainless. Beautifully made, very smooth, and this is a beauty. And it's a little unusual, just a 2-blade. You know, you got your little pen, and then I want it almost a spear point. Okay, not very big, but this in your pocket, you don't even feel it. It does have a bail, so you can put it on your keyring. A little bit, to me, a little bit too long for a keyring. And some people don't mind that. And here's another one. Same thing again. Okay. Now, if you remember this one, I showed you the tank stamp here. And you can, when you date these, if you look at this one, this is the one that had the military badge on it, okay? And if you look at the tank stamp, the V, see it here, slightly bigger than the rest. And that's how you date it, and you can see the info there. This guy, very plain, just the Victorianox badge on it. Same thing again. It's basically the same thing, except the tank stamp. Okay, if you look, here it is here. The V's the same size, so different time, as you can see there. But still, great knife. Basically the same thing as the others, just made at a different time. And then, you know, if you saw my video about scout knives, I totally spaced out. I had a bunch of Camelus. Oh, I don't have a bunch, but I have 4 or 5 Camelus, 6 or 7 scout knives, and I forgot to show them because I have them in my Camelus box. I also forgot about these guys. See that? Now, is this a traditional scout knife? No. It's a single blade. Look at that. Just one blade. Now, I've got to tell you, here's the tank stamp. And you see the V again, bigger. So here's the dating. But this, to me, is almost the ultimate pen pal pocket knife. One blade, thin, small, can't even feel it, just slides in your pocket. Now I've got to say, you know, their snap on their stuff is pretty good, and they sit deep. There's very little chance of that coming out in your pocket. Okay, so does it need a slip? Yeah, I think any knife like this, any pen that doesn't lock or anything like that, and you put it in your pocket, you might want to think about a slip, because you never know. But this, I'd feel pretty good about without a slip. So there you go. Look at that. I'd have to say my favorite pen knives, what I consider a true pen knife or pocket pal. But once again, if you know what this shape is, cigar, equal end, sleeve board, surfboard, whatever, let me know in the comments below. So there you go. Very cool. And like I said, I just was going through them, and you know, when I do this, and I do it, I want to say once a year, but it's not just one time a year. Every month or so, I will pull out a set of knives that I haven't looked at yet, go through, clean any dirt or rust off, give them a little polish, a drop of oil, and you know, a little bit of mineral oil all over them, just to keep the nastiness away from them. I love my knives. They're sharp and shiny, and you know, I can't walk past one of them. And I was good, you know, this month I pulled out my keeper of pens and different knives, not your camper, your fisherman, your electrician, your baler. No, these are the smaller, I won't say lesser known, because they were more common than any other one, but we just don't talk about them. And here we are. So there you go. 30 minutes you're never going to get back. But hey, I like them. They're sharp and shiny. What can I say? You all be safe out there, especially when you're cleaning. Typically, they've been sharpened already. They haven't been used or anything, so I don't need to sharpen them. I just give them a quick polish, drop of oil, shine them up. And I use mineral oil, just a very light coat. I just damp a cloth and just wipe them over generally. So there you go. some maintenance. Should be doing that. Especially if you're like me and you have like 10 knives. Okay. So I don't know, knives. You want to look after them. You know, these are my happy place for me. So I like to keep them nice and shiny, because there we go. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. I'm on a roll. One thing I've started doing, because for me, it's a nice way just to let everybody know that I'm still going along. Especially if things get busy and I have a long project that takes me 3 or 4 days. It's hard to get a video out every day when I'm working on a project like that. Or I've got work or other things going on, and it's really hard to get videos out. So what I've been doing lately, you probably noticed, is shorts. For me, it's kind of fun. It's a really quick video. I try to do it in one shot because it's, you know, it's on my phone. I can upload it right away. And the fun part, of course, is finding the music. Just like my knives, I like my music old school. 60s, 70s, 80s. Good old rock and roll. Just saying. So keep an eye out for them. And don't forget, you want to support the channel? The join button below. You want to know more about it? Just click on that and explain it all for you. You get some extra perks. And that reminds me, I'm still working on my bling. I don't know what you call them. Accessories, hats, tees, mugs. Hopefully soon. But I'll certainly let you know. And also got a live coming up. Look out for posts on that. Just saying. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.